Imagine living in a time before the internet. No smartphones, no Google, no social media.
Hey, Murad, long time no see.
I've been running Ronnie Circus, studying.
If someone had told you that one day humans would live in a world connected by invisible signals, where billions of people share thoughts, emotions, and ideas instantly, you might have laughed. And yet, that future became our present. Science fiction quietly turned into everyday life. But now, another revolution is beginning. One that doesn't involve machines or screens, but this time, the thing being reprogrammed is life itself. For thousands of years, we've shaped living things. Breathing stronger crops, bigger animals, and sweeter fruits. We were engineering long before we understood what engineering meant. Then, in the 20th century, we discovered the code that writes every living story. DNA. A molecule smaller than a strand of hair, but powerful enough to decide your height, your hair color, even your instincts. 4 letters, A, T, C, and G, form a biological language. Change a letter and you change the meaning. Change enough and you change what it means to be alive. From that moment on, humanity tried to read and rewrite this code. By the 1970s, we were already swapping genes between species, creating bacteria that produce insulin and crops that resisted disease. We call it biotechnology. And for the first time, life itself became something we could design. But the tools were primitive, expensive, slow, like trying to paint a masterpiece with a hammer. Until something changed everything. CRISPR. CRISPR didn't start in a lab. It started in a war. A microscopic war between bacteria and viruses. When a virus attacked, the bacteria would steal a piece of its DNA and store it like a memory inside its own. If the virus returned, the bacteria sent out a weapon, a protein called Cas9, trained to recognize and slice that exact code. Scientists realized they could reprogram the system. They could tell Cas9 which sequence to find and what to cut or replace. It was the discovery of a lifetime. Suddenly, editing DNA was no longer guesswork. What once took years could now be done in weeks, and the cost dropped by more than 99%. CRISPR became the editing button for biology, and humanity was handed the power to rewrite evolution itself. CRISPR gave us possibilities that were once unthinkable. We can now remove viruses buried in our DNA. We can reprogram immune cells to destroy cancer. We can correct genetics, typos that cause deadly diseases. For the first time, we were not just treating symptoms, we were fixing life at its core. But what happened when healing turns into enhancing? In 2015, scientists in China edited a human embryo to remove hereditary disorder. It didn't fully succeed, but the message was clear. The technology works. And if we can erase diseases, how long before we start improving what's already normal. Sharper vision, faster reflexes, higher intelligence, perfect health. Generation by generation, we could sculpt humanity into something new. We've always dreamed of evolution. Now we can accelerate it. But should we? Because the same tool that can heal humanity could also divide it.
A line has been crossed that should not have been crossed.
It's very disturbing. It's inappropriate.
Oh, this is huge.
Supporters call it progress. Critics call it playing God.
Life! Life, do you hear me? Give my creation!
Both might be right. Genetic engineering isn't just a scientific milestone, it's a moral one. Who decides what kind of human should exist? Who gets to afford perfection? A world that chases flawlessness could forget the beauty of imperfection. And in trying to create better humans, we might lose touch with what makes us human at all. Yet, there is hope. If we move forward with care, transparency, and empathy, CRISPR could free us from diseases that have haunted families for generations. It could extend human life, maybe even prepare us to survive beyond Earth. But with every new power comes a new question. Because one day, soon, humanity will have to decide. When you can rewrite the story of life itself, what story will you choose to tell?